Yeah, it's to me what resonated was I thought this is what musicians should do on the planet. What Arkells are doing, they should make people feel good, bring them together, and have a sense of community and sharing. And the amount of goodwill that they spread with one concert to me was really incredible. I thought everyone's leaving that arena, and yeah, it's great that they like the music. It's great that they, like the light show and the, the big sound and all that. It's all great. But what's more important is kind of the message that just seems to emanate from those individuals.
Influence is a really interesting idea for you, huh?
Yeah, because they're influencing people's behavior and they're influencing society with what they're doing. They're not just, if you want to denigrate musicians, you call them all court jesters, right? Right. And I don't do that, but I also don't think they're brain surgeons either. So if musicians are going to contribute to society and to make society better, well, then they should have a positive influence. Mm-hmm. And, this isn't like, I'm not going to put down, I don't know who you want to pick from, hard death metal or whatever.
I was going to specifically ask about Guns N' Roses.
Well,
because that's the reputation, right? Like that's the sort of direct opposite sort of reputation.
I don't really see it that way. Like it's like looking at society and saying everybody has to be on the same level. Mm-hmm. So, Guns N' Roses made a lot of people happy. Let's say, right? Made a lot of people happy. Made some music that people found fantastic. Played over and over again. Still can draw huge crowds. Did they inspire people? Perhaps in different ways. It's just everybody can't be, that missionary, that evangelist, to improve society. And they all don't have the same backgrounds, you know. So it's almost like a feeling of, we should all do what we can do, and also, the game's not over yet. Give Guns N' Roses a chance, and we'll look back and say, what their influences were that were good. Perhaps some were bad, but perhaps, life isn't perfect. If I could go back and do my career over again in triumph, would I make certain decisions that were different? Absolutely, of course. It's not just the fact that hindsight's 20/20. It's also about growing in life, realizing your responsibility. If I look back now and say how much the chance we had to influence people was much bigger than I think we realized. We were young men, and it was, all about the band, all about the music, all about, going on to the next city and trying to break through, without thinking too much, perhaps about, what's our potential to influence here. So I think some of the younger generation that are coming along, they're more thoughtful than some of my generation. I hope that continues. I know my kids are more thoughtful than I was when I was their age. And I see that a lot with our students. I see that with younger musicians like Arkells, obviously.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.